Social Security can be confusing. When should you start benefits? Should you wait till you earn delayed credits? How do COLAs and earning limits play into it? There's a whole lot to think about. And honestly, that's just when you're looking at it for yourself. But what about when you're married? Now it's not just about you. It's about how your decisions affect your spouse. Spousal benefits, timing, eligibility, it all gets more complicated. Hey guys, welcome back to Old Guy Talks Money. I really appreciate you being here. If you're enjoying the content, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is a spousal benefit? Well, if you're married, you might be able to get up to 50% of your spouse's Social Security benefit, even if you didn't work enough to qualify on your own. And if you both qualify, so if you both have enough credits, the lower earner might still get a boost based on the higher earner's record. You only get one benefit, so it's the higher of the two. But that difference can really matter. So, how do spousal benefits actually work? The first thing you need to know is your PIA. That's your primary insurance amount. That's the benefit that you'd get if you claim at your full retirement age. So how do you determine what your PIA is, your primary insurance amount? Well, both spouses should check their PIA by logging in to ssa.gov. Then ask yourself, is 50% of the higher earner's PIA more than the lower earner's own benefit? Okay, so I can tell you from experience, my PIA is higher than my wife's, but it's not greater than 50%. Okay, so I can tell you she's going to end up taking her own benefit. But if it is lower, the lower earner may qualify for a spousal top-up, assuming that all of the other eligibility rules are met. Okay, so those are like age and whether the higher earner has filed. If that's not true, if it is not greater, so like I said in my situation, my spouse will end up just taking their own benefit. Now there's a catch here. The higher earner has to have filed first for the lower earner to start getting the benefit. Okay? You can't get a spousal benefit unless your spouse is already receiving theirs. And your benefit is based on their PIA, not the amount they're receiving. Another thing that's important to know is if the lower earner files early, before their full retirement age, their spousal benefit is reduced permanently. And that reduction is even steeper than if you were just filing your own benefit early. So if you look at the curves, they both get to the same point at full retirement age where you get the full benefit. But if you take it early using the spousal benefit, the impact, the decrease is greater. Okay, the curve is much steeper. The other thing that's important is spousal benefits don't grow past full retirement age. So there's no bonus for waiting beyond that. There is no bonus for the deferred credits. One thing I want to point out is you used to be able to file for a spousal benefit and then switch to your own benefit later. Not anymore. That strategy, it just doesn't exist anymore. That's gone. So I know that was a whole lot. Let me just kind of summarize big picture in a nutshell, the key reminders here. You only receive the higher of your own retirement benefit or your spousal benefit, not both. Your spouse must have filed for their benefit before you can receive a spousal benefit. The benefit is also based on their PIA, not their current check amount. So for instance, your spouse could file early, start receiving a benefit, and if the lower earner waits till their full retirement age, they would get the full spousal benefit of 50% of that PIA. And lastly, if you file early for the spousal benefit, it locks in a permanent reduction, which is steeper than the individual early filing reduction. Now let's talk about divorced spouses. First question, were you married for at least 10 years? That's the magic number for divorced spousal benefits. Next, are you currently unmarried? If you remarried, you're generally not eligible unless you're claiming a survivor benefit. In that case, if you remarried after age 60, you might still qualify. Then check your ex's age. are they at least 62? If yes, and you have been divorced for 2 years or more, you can file even if they haven't. Just like married couples, if you file before full retirement age, your benefit is reduced. At full retirement age, you can get up to 50% of your ex's PIA, primary insurance amount, even if that's more than your own. And here's something I'm not sure most people know. You had more than one marriage that lasted 10 years or more, and you're unmarried now, Social Security will look at all of them. They'll pay you the highest benefit you're eligible for. You won't get more than one check, but you'll get the best one. Okay, key takeaways. Got to be 62 or older and currently unmarried to qualify. 2, you only receive the higher of your own benefit or the divorced spousal benefit, not both. Your ex-spouse does not need to be receiving benefit. They just need to be eligible. Okay, so 62. And Social Security will automatically compare multiple 10-year marriages if applicable. Now let's cover survivor benefits for widows and widowers. First thing, did your spouse already file before they passed? If they did, your benefit is based on what they were receiving. Not, it's based on what they were eligible for, their PIA plus any delayed credits. You're not penalized if they die before claiming, okay? But if you take it early, it will permanently lock in the amount of the survivor benefit. That's why this is so important. You can start survivor benefits as early as 60, 50 if you're disabled. If you file early, just like the other, your benefit's permanently reduced. So at 60, you get about 71.5% of the full survivor benefit. Get the full amount, you need to wait until your survivor full retirement age. And here's a twist. Survivor benefits don't increase past that age, so there's no advantage to delaying beyond it. Now here's something that makes survivor benefits a little bit unique. You can switch between them and your own retirement benefit. You can start with the survivor benefit and switch to your own later, or vice versa, whichever gives you more over time. Your own benefit will be bigger at 70. You can take the survivor benefit now, let yours grow. If the survivor benefit's higher, you could take your own early and switch to the survivor later. Just like the others, you can't get both benefits at the same time. You can only get one, but you can switch between them. Key takeaway for survivor benefits. The benefits are based on your spouse's actual or eligible benefit, depending on whether they filed. But remember, if they file early, that permanently reduces your survivor benefit. If they have not filed, your survivor benefit is based on their PIA. You are not penalized for them not filing. You cannot collect both survivor and retirement benefits at the same time. Just like the other, survivor benefits are reduced if claimed early and do not grow past full retirement age. And you can remarry after age 70 and still receive survivor benefits, or age 50 if disabled. I know that was a lot, and it can be confusing. Social Security isn't one size fits all, especially when there's a spouse, an ex, or a loss involved. Rules are complex. But knowing them can help you make smarter decisions. Here's the bottom line. You don't automatically get the best benefit. You have to understand your options and know what to ask for. If this helped, consider sharing it. If you're enjoying the content, please consider hitting that like and subscribe. And if you want a copy of the visuals guide, just reach out. My email is oldguytalksmoney@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the future.